Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the battles? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. All you said is smoking some beef, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yo, look, Free. BVO Boxing. Shout out BVO Boxing. The BVO Boxing Nation, man. The homie Free, your boy Prize, we in here. Free was good.
What's going on, man? How
was
was
your
your
weekend? Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead. You go first.
Hey, man, it was good. I mean, we had what 3 days? 2 days of some good fights. We had 2 DAZN cards and one Showtime card.
Yeah.
How did you like the franchise Cruz versus Sadasa Green?
I ain't see that one there, but my weekend was good too. Like you said, we had some good fights on. I pretty much stayed in the crib watched boxing this weekend. I didn't see the Franchise Cruz DAZN fight, but I saw the highlights of her. You know, she won. I was and I seen her backstage or whatever. I didn't go back and watch that one. That one I didn't catch.
Oh yeah. It was a very entertaining fight. Franchise Cruz had a great game plan, and her game plan was to smother Sadasa Green's power, and she did it to a key. She did it to a T. She would throw a couple of combinations, and she would smother the power, and then she'd step back, hit her with a couple of jabs, and then throw another combination, smother the power. Sadasa Green. Every time Franchise Cruz would throw punches, Sadasa Green would just cover up. It was like she was trying to be a boxer instead of just going for the kill. Because the one thing that we all talked about was Franchise Cruz, her stamina. She always seemed to like gas out in the later rounds, and her defense. Her defense was suspect, but Sadasa never exposed that. She let Cruz dictate the pace of the fight, and it was like Sadasa never really stepped on the gas. She just let Cruz dictate the pace of the fight. Yeah, and
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
it didn't work for her. It didn't work for her at all.
I like Cruz too. She's tough, man. She been in
yeah,
there. She took some losses, but she
yeah,
coming to fight, man. I
I
follow
know
her
a lot.
on IG. Shout out to Brashon Cruz.
Yeah, I know a lot of people was expecting to see Green versus Carissa Shields after this fight, or Green versus Savannah Marshall. But what I've seen in this fight is I don't think she's ready for the top level of those women fighters. Like she's still learning how to be a top level fighter. She's not there yet. I mean, now this is only one fight, but it was on a big stage. She never been on a big stage, and this was a big stage. It's the first title fight she ever had, and it showed. I mean, we see Cruz been in that moment before, so she knew how to ignore the crowd and just stick to her game plan. And Sadasia didn't know how to do it. I mean, it looked like the moment was just too big for her.
Mm. Well, hopefully she get to bounce back. You know, I'm gonna go have to watch this fight. I was watching some other fights. I can't remember the kid name, but he knocked out that prospect. What was that kid name? Oh man,
That knocked out the prospect.
he was what was that guy from? The white dude. I forget where he was from.
Oh, you talking about Sonny Edwards?
No. That was a good fight too. But it was an undercard. I can't remember what I was watching the zone. I was flipping. There was so many fights on. I was just flipping mad. And I'm mad. The kid. I'm having a brain cramp right now. I can't remember the kid now. It was a good win.
Yeah, it was a lot of fights because I watched before the bell, and it was a lot of fights. It was, they always have those matches before the actual fight card comes on. So it was a lot of fights. I mean,
which one stood out to you? What stood out to you? Other than Morrell and them, what was some of them undercard fights?
The fight that stood out to me was the Bam Bam versus Sonny Edwards, because
that was a good fight.
I mean, I knew that Sonny Edwards didn't have power, and I said I don't know how long it's going to last because Sonny Edwards doesn't have power. I mean, he got 24 fights and he only got 2 knockouts.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
And we all know that Bam is a knockout artist. Bam, I think Bam had like 18 fights with like 17 knockouts or something like that. I think he only had like 1 or 2 fights that went the distance. So I mean, it was just a matter of time. And it looked like Bam was just the better fighter. It seemed like every time Sonny would hit Bam, it didn't have no effect. He was just sitting there smiling. And Sonny hit Bam with some clean shots.
Yeah, he was hitting it with everything, but
it didn't have no effect.
Zero effect. Yeah,
I didn't see no marks on Bam's face or nothing. I'm like, dang, he was getting hit with some clean shots. I was expecting to see some bruising or something. I didn't see nothing.
Right.
But you look at Sonny Edwards, that man, you could tell he was in a fight. He was bleeding from both sides of his face.
I'm about to say both sides of his face was all cut up. He was all touched up, but man, that was a good win for the kid. The fight that stood out to me was that Chris Colbert fight in Riot.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, see, I expected that in the first fight. Mayo stepped off the gas in the first fight, and he left it up to the judges. And in my opinion, I believe the judges robbed him. Now, some people believe that Chris Colbert won, but in my opinion, I believe that the judges robbed him.
I think I had Riot winning that fight too.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's what happens when you leave it in the hand of the judges, and you had the opportunity to end the fight. He had the opportunity on multiple occasions because he hurt Chris Colbert in that first fight. I think like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, didn't that rematch kind of look just like the first fight? Like
it started off just like he got dropped in the first round. It started off just like
why did I ain't like how Colbert was going back and forth with his trainers and stuff too, but why does Colbert keep laying on the ropes like that? I didn't understand that game plan. I know he got Barry Hunter in there, and they was telling him to stay off the ropes, and he just I don't know, man.
I think he was I think he was leaning on the ropes because when you're getting hit like that, your legs get weak, and so I think he was using the ropes to hold himself up, and that's what kept him upright for the longest. And it wasn't until he got caught with that uppercut. I think it was an uppercut. It might have been an overhand. I can't remember which one it was. But
Yeah, it was a
whatever
brutal shot though.
when he got hit with, it was an uppercut. It was an uppercut. It was like a glancing uppercut, but it caught him right on the chin. And when he got hit with that, I mean, that man's head bounced off them ropes, and he just laid there, face down.
I mean, he was stretched out. Yeah, face down. Like they had brought back the planking means. I was like, damn. I was like, but you know that happens to the best of them, man. Shout out Chris Cooper. I hope he get back right and come back. You know, he is entertaining, but you know he gonna. I don't know if 35 is too big for him, but he looked kind of small in there to me. You know what I mean? And Ryo was just like I said, it went like the first fight, and Cobra made them same mistakes, and he paid.
Yeah, Cobra remind me of he's like another Sonny Edwards. He doesn't have a lot of power. He got good boxing ability. He just don't have a lot of power.
Ability. Right.
So that same thing with Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards had great boxing ability with not a lot of power. And when you in there with somebody that throw a lot of power shots, it's just a matter of time before you get caught with one of them. And I think in a Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards, I think Bam landed 60% of his shots. I think it was like 60% or 63% of his power shots. And I think it was the same thing with the Ryo fight. I think he landed like 60% of his power shots.
Ryo was putting some leather on Cobra, man.
Yeah, when you get hit with that many power shots, it's just a matter of time before you get knocked out.
He clipped him good too, man. Cobra went out. When his head went out the room, I mean, he was down for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he's a little salty, you know. But he could hopefully he could bounce back, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean
that was ugly. It was ugly, and you know he run his mouth a lot, so people don't like him. You know, so a lot of people glad to see that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ryo landed a Gervonta Davis fight because for whatever reason, Calvin Ford said they're taking a tune-up. I don't know why Gervonta needs any tune-ups. I guess because of the jail thing.
I don't want to see that fight. I know Ryo called out Tank Davis. I don't want to see that fight.
But then me neither, because he did De Los Santos stretch Ryo.
Yeah.
Did De Los Santos knock him out?
Yep. That's how De Los Santos made his name. He knocked out El Ryo. He dropped him like 4 or 5 times in that fight. And that's how he made his name. But yeah, I don't want to see that because I know what Tank Davis is going to do. Tank Davis is going to stretch that kid. Yeah. He's going to stretch him.
I don't want to see Gervonta fight Ryo. I don't want to see him fight Pitbull Cruz, and I don't want to see him fight. I mean, I guess I'll watch the Frank Martin. That'd be good, but I don't want to see some of these fights. And they saying Gervonta needs a tune-up. I don't know why. You know, I don't know why he just don't jump right into the Devin Haney fight. Everybody calling for it. The time is now. You know, but then people go say, oh, well, Devin is big. He's 165 pounds and all of this stuff. But I was on the internet and I saw an old clip from Boxing Scene. And Gervonta Davis said, I don't care how big Mario Barrios is on the fight night. So why is it different from Devin Haney? Yeah, I can send it to your phone or whatever. I send it to BVO so BVO can put it in BVO News. But I'm a fan of Gervonta Davis, but I gotta call it like I see it. Now, you want to take a tune-up? All right, cool. Devin might want to take a fight that we might not want to see, but they need to get it on in 24, bro. They need to go ahead and get that on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, salute to y'all brothers, man. I got breaking news, man. I heard today from somebody very, very close to the camp that El Ryo is a fight for Tank January. So that's the good news, man.
That ain't no good news. That ain't no good news.
No, what the good news was that somebody called me and told me that. So that was exciting.
Yeah, that might be good news.
I'm about to say that's good, but that again, I don't want to see them fights. Like I said, Devin Haney's a big guy. He's I saw some interviews with Bill Haney talking about Keith Thurman. He don't want the fight. You know, it's likely to be Mario Barrios, which would be a tough fight for Devin Haney.
No, it
at
would not.
47.
No, it
But
would
Yeah, it
see,
not.
would.
the thing is, I know Tank Davis said he didn't care what Mario Barrio weighed on fight night, but Mario Barrio had a rehydration clause, so he couldn't weigh but so much because he got weighed in at 9, 10 o'clock that morning. He had to weigh only 150 pounds, and then fight night, he might have put on another maybe 5 to 8 pounds, so he probably was like 158 somewhere around there. But the same thing with Devin Haney, because if you look at the interview that Devin Haney did, I can't remember exactly when it was, but Devin Haney said Tank Davis is not a real 135 pounder. He's more of a 130-pound fighter. He's too small. He's only 5'5". He don't belong at 135. But then you trying to get this man to go up to 140 and fight him at 140. So it's conflict interviews that both these guys did. At the end of the day, they need to get in the ring with each other. But the only way this fight is going to happen is somebody's going to have to bend. Somebody's going to have to bend. If they really want this fight to happen, somebody's going to have to bend. Either Devin Haney going to have to fight him at a catch weight and get a rehydration clause, or
Well,
Tank Davis going to have to go to 140 and not put a rehydration clause. One of
this
them
is
going to
what
have
Bill
to bend.
Haney said.
Whatever they do, man. I just hope they do like my man Vic had their hat backwards to take a bended knee.
Nah, but look, Bill Haney did say that when Devin rehydrated to 165, that was his fault because I something about he kept him at 35 too long. This is what Bill Haney said, and he said the next time Devin comes in, he's not going to be heavy like that. That's what he said.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? When I've been watching this Bill Haney, which is the story of the lie of the day. He's got to be the biggest liar in boxing history, man. He's got to be. He's
You're
got to
going
be
too far.
because he has this guy right here he's the B side saying you call iron. I'm not calling iron, you call iron. And I think to myself, that's ridiculous, man. That ought to tell you what kind of guy you're dealing with. This dude, Bill Haney, is a true cancer. The guy does
What?
nothing but cut down brothers like Leonard Ellaby, Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr.
It's just all promotion.
No, it's not. He means that stuff. And Pre, you can agree with me on this at least. I think Bill Haney is great for the sport, but bad for the business of boxing. He's a terrible dude. He just showed you his true colors. He'll do anything. He'll do anything for a headline. Anytime you got a guy like that, man, it's scary. We both know. We seen Devin Haney not want to fight Tio. Now he want to fight a guy not in his weight class. I mean, come on, man. When is the cap stop? I get my brother. Prize Fighter is a huge Devin Haney fan, but you know what? I thought Devin Haney didn't have a boss until I heard his boss Eddie Hearn say, "I sent King the contract."
I don't care
These
about
guys are
that.
liars,
I don't care
man.
about that. I don't care about
No,
that, man.
I don't know.
All
I
care
don't know
about
if Bill Haney the biggest liar in the sport of boxing because you just spoke up the biggest liar in the sport of boxing.
Right, and
And that's
Eddie
Eddie
Hearn.
Hearn. Eddie Hearn is the biggest liar in the sport of boxing. So I can't give Bill Haney that title.
How would you say?
I'm not gonna
Eddie
put
Hearn
that
is
smut on
over
Bill's
Bill?
name. Eddie Hearn has been lying. He lied his way out of the Deontay Wilder Joshua super fight for all the belts for undisputed. He just manipulates, and then he's a come on, man. He's been caught in so many lies on camera, bro. That's his worst thing is the camera is for Eddie Hearn. And there's no way I'm gonna put that smut on Bill Haney's name. Bill Haney's been doing a great job as a trainer, as a father, as a businessman for his son. And the Haneys are doing well out here. People are jealous. Devin is winning. He's young. You know what I mean? He's getting, like Bill said in the interview earlier, that he's getting bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you, is he really that young? Ain't him and Sugar Shakur around the same age? They about a year apart. Is he really that young?
Devin's 24 years old.
He's not a Bulla Mason.
He just turned 25.
Okay, he turned 25 years old.
He's not Abdullah Mason. He's not a young super duper.
That's young prime time right there. 25. Think about when you was 25. When I was 25, I was that bull. I still am, but I'm just saying. Back then, I was more.
Yeah.
25. Come on,
25. No, 25 is young. I look at my son. My son is 23, about to turn 25. About to turn 24 And I sit there and look at him, I'm like, he still have that immature
Yeah.
ways about himself.
Right. Right.
So 25 is still young, but at the same token, Devin Haney, I mean, from what I see, Devin Haney really needs to be at 147. He really needs to be at
It
147.
looks like that's where we going.
He really need to stop lying to the fans. That's what we really need to see.
They all lie, BVO. Why
No,
you
they
just
don't.
single him
No,
out?
they
They
don't.
all do
No, they
lie.
don't.
Shakur
No,
lies.
they don't.
Javante tweet and delete. Like, come on, man. They all be saying stuff. He was
No,
beefing with
I'm
Floyd.
talking about Bill Haney, one of the worst guys we've seen with these lies.
What?
He's telling you stuff that's not even
Dog.
remotely true. Let me
You
say this real
bugging,
quick.
bro.
Do you remember? Now, there's an old clip out there. Your boy BVO is gonna drop it, where you had Tank Davis and Devin Haney all in a circle taking pictures, and they said, Bill Haney said, "No, we'll never fight Tank. We're not looking to fight Tank. Tank is family." Fast forward 5 years. Oh, Tank's a B. You call
All right,
me.
family
I'm the
grow
B side.
apart.
I'm the
Family
B
grow apart.
side. I'm the
Some
B
family grow
side, but I
apart.
want the A side to call me.
The same way
Yeah.
Devin and Tank, the same way Devin and Shakur fell out. They were good friends, but they fall out. People fall out, and it's over with that. Devin is his own man, and he wants to do his thing. And he seems
No,
like
Devin is not his
he's
own
the
man.
only.
No,
he
he's not.
seems like he wants to fight the best, and that's what he's
No,
been
he
doing.
does not. No, he does not.
Okay. Well,
No, he does
and then,
not.
okay,
He hasn't said
There's a
T.O.
couple
on
guys that's
contract.
fighting the
He
best.
didn't say T.O.'s name one time.
Okay,
Yo,
T.O.'s one of the guys.
All those guys lie. I mean, unless you don't
Thank
say
you.
nothing, in sports boxing, at some point somebody gonna say, "Oh, he lied. He lied.
Free.
He said he was gonna do this.
Hey,
and
Free.
He did that."
You might gotta fix your audio a little bit. Like you kind of like
You're a little
going
choppy.
in and out of, you know, choppy. That's the word. A little choppy style.
Hey, but you know the funny thing is, I expect this from Prize Fighter, man. He is continuously caped for fighters that he like. You know, this is the same guy who.
But I like Tank too, though.
Hold on. This is the
Y'all hear
same
me
guy
now?
who called. Yeah, we get you now. That sounds way better.
Yeah,
This
way
is
better.
we got to remember this, Free.
All
Now,
right.
I want to let
No,
you know
I
who
was
you're
saying
talking to.
all those guys lie. I mean, unless you don't say nothing in the sport of boxing, somebody gonna find something that you said, and then a couple of months or a couple of years later, you do something different. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he said he was going to do
Right.
this, and he did that." So they all lie to some extent. It's just a matter of how blatant is the lie. That's what it comes down to. How blatant is the lie? Because they all lie to some extent.
And
Can I ask
earlier,
you
and in the
guys
past
this?
in this channel, on this channel, we all agreed that Devin Haney had to fight one of the three guys in Regis Prograis, Shakur Stevenson, or Javante Davis. Everything played out the way it did, and Shakur and Devin fought one of the three guys that we named that he needs to fight next. He did what we asked him to do. I don't understand what the big deal is. And now and then see the Tank fans, and I'm a Tank fan because I'm gonna stand neutral in this, like how I did with Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. I'm gonna stand neutral in this. Devin Haney is doing what he said he gonna do. Period. Like Tank talking about tune-ups. What's a tune-up? So what that mean? Can anybody tell me? Please tell me.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, Devin Haney, I he is fighting the tough competition. Now, I mean, like I said, when it
Free,
comes
choppy,
to Tank
free.
Davis or whatever, I was doing it. I
Choppy,
don't know.
free.
Let me go out, come back in.
Marky Dan, what's goody? Salute. Wine.
You know, it's so
Salute,
funny,
Joe
man. I
Salute
never
to
met
y'all,
it. I
though.
never
Y'all
met a
smash the
cat
like.
like my brother. I never met a
Y'all
cat
smash
like
the
my
like
brother.
and hit the subscribe real quick. Go ahead,
For
BJ.
sure. I never met a guy like my brother Price, who sits up here, cakes for fighters. Don't give it the real fighters no love. It's just crazy, man.
I'm giving
telling
the
you.
real fighters the love. I give Tank his love when I told you he was going to melt Ryan Garcia. I told you he was going to beat up Hector Garcia. I'm a Tank fan. I buy the fights. I'm going to buy his next fight. I don't care who he fight. Even if he fights somebody I don't want him to see, I got to watch it.
See, that's the
because that's
beauty.
my guy.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of being non-biased like BVO, because it don't matter who wins. It don't matter who do it. I'm for boxing. I'm gonna have to change that because I just seen one of the best fighters since Roy Jones Jr. Man. Other than, of course, we got a lot of talents out there. We got Ryan Garcia, who say a lot say he looks like Sugar Ray Leonard. We got
No, you say that. No, you
Okay,
say
I'm
that.
not the only one to say that, man. I'm not the
I
only
ain't
one to
never
say
heard
that.
nobody. I never heard nobody on nowhere in the world that said that but you.
No, man, I'm not the only one to say that, man. If you looking at what you're seeing, man, you're looking at
No,
Sugar
I'm
Ray
looking at
Leonard, man.
Ryan Garcia. Not looking
You
at
look,
no Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't disrespect Sugar Ray name.
Oh, you talking about
hey,
David Morrell Jr. Next is Sugar Ray Leonard Jr.
No,
no,
he
no,
said
no,
Ryan
no,
Garcia.
No, that's what
no.
that's what he need to be talking about because I knew he wasn't talking about
Yeah,
that
so
other
in
dude.
that main event, David Morrell looked really strong. I know he was in there with BBO's favorite term, a DoorDash driver, but he did what he was supposed to do. He looked sharp, strong, and he looked. I'm a fan, and now I'm with BBO. This is the first time I'm gonna agree with him. I want to see him fight Benavidez next. Forget Canelo. Let them two get it cracking. Because Canelo ain't gonna fight. He gonna do what he want to do, and he can do what he want to do. So let's just scrap Canelo, and I want to see David Morrell versus David Benavidez.
Oh
Morrell
yeah,
looks sharp.
I
He looks
most I
sharper
most
than.
definitely I most definitely want that fight if David Benavidez is not fighting Canelo. Most definitely, I've been said that. I said David Benavidez
Yeah,
he deserved his shot with Canelo. If that fight is next, then yeah, he can fight Canelo next. But if he's not making that fight next, no, he needs to fight David Morrell. He needs to. If
yeah.
Canelo is not next, Morrell
That
needs
needs
to
to
be
be
the
the
next
number
fight.
one priority. That needs to be the number one priority. And the boxing fans, we gonna demand it because we not really worried about Canelo. I know I'm not. Canelo is at a point in his career where he can do whatever he wants. I know people don't like that, but it is what it is. He makes the big bucks and he can do what he wants. So he probably will get Jamal Charlo next, and then maybe some wild, something crazy for the third fight. Uh, but
No, if
they
Canelo
need
not
to
fighting
fight.
David Benavidez next, Canelo need to break his daggone forearm in 17 different places where he can never fight again. That's what he needs to do.
Now that's spoken like a true hater that said about a living legend
You
and
daggone right.
very real.
I do hate the fact that people don't want to fight the best fights. I do hate that. I
This
do.
the thing.
You are
This the
absolutely
thing.
right.
This the thing. This the thing. David Morrell is a great young fighter. I mean, like I said, probably one day. People don't believe me, but I think he might be a heavyweight champion one day. That's how special this kid is. Almost like a young Roy Jones Jr., where I hope he can get a dance partner early on because Benavidez doesn't have a ounce of a chance against a guy like David Morrell Jr. David Morrell Jr. reminds you, as I keep saying, of everything we thought Jamal Charlo would be, but better, stronger, taller, great ring IQ. And people forget that David Morrell Jr. hardly gets hit. That's the hard thing about him. He don't get hit. So I mean, you could be under the assumption that he could beat Benavidez, but there's no way on God's green earth he could beat a guy like Canelo.
No,
Canelo would beat him like a
no.
slow
You
train.
already know. I said David Morrell over everybody at 168, and I haven't changed that not one bit. I don't care if he only got 10 fights, if he only had 6 fights. I got David Morrell over everybody at 168. But the
Mm.
fact of the matter is, I'm not going to use Morrell as daggone Canelo's bodyguard and try to put him on David Benavidez and if David Benavidez can get that fight with Canelo. Like I said, if that fight with Canelo is not happening next, David Benavidez has to fight David Morrell. If he does not fight David Morrell, he's ducking that man.
And
I've
hopefully with
been
the
said
new
that.
PBC and hopefully with the new Amazon Prime deal, they're gonna demand like no, they're gonna demand the best fight the best. So it's the perfect opportunity for PBC to make a splash on Amazon Prime when they can put on like but see they might demand that Canelo Benavidez fight. I think it'll do 1 million. And the crazy part about I understand Canelo, I think Canelo can beat Benavidez. I think he can beat him. I would favor Benavidez probably, but I feel like Canelo can pull it out. Something in my gut telling me I feel like
And
Look at
that's
my
that's
brother Mark Nash.
that's the same thing that I said. I said Canelo arguably can beat all of these guys that we want to see him in there with.
But he
He's
just don't
just
want to
too
do it.
scared to
Don't
get
do
in
it.
there.
Oh,
Too scared to get in there.
Come on, free.
There ain't no come on free nothing. The man is too scared.
We're not gonna say Canelo Alvarez.
Just don't do
everybody.
Think about Oscar De La Hoya. All right, put it. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. What if this was let's put Oscar De La Hoya in Canelo's position, and they're demanding Oscar to fight this guy. What do you think Oscar would do?
He would have beat him 2 years ago. He would have beat him 2 years ago.
No,
Oscar would have been in there.
Matter of fact, we ain't even got to talk about that because Oscar been in that situation when it was Floyd, and Oscar gave Floyd the offer. Floyd took the offer and he fought him. So we ain't even got to see if Oscar
he gave
was in that
Canelo
situation.
Whitaker.
He was in that situation.
And that's all we want to see from Canelo, and that's why I know Oscar a little weird. But when you go back to the young golden boy, man, he was a bad dude, bro. At the end of the day,
Floyd isn't weird. Floyd isn't weird.
Man,
a lot of fighters are weird, man.
We're not like
We're not gonna talk about a Hall of Fame fighter because he lives an alternative lifestyle. You want to go crazy on him. All I can tell you is this: if Oscar had waves in the beard, he would be your guy. It's a fact.
He is my guy. He is my guy. I just said that he was.
Oscar was a great fighter, and
right. I just
when he
said
was in the ring.
No, you say that, Free. No, Free. You say that.
I just said that.
Hold up.
I just said
always said. I told you I was an Oscar fan.
I just said that you said that. I said you always say that. You always talk about Oscar.
Right.
I'm talking about.
And like Marky Dan said, Julio
fans
gave Oscar the chance, and Oscar gave everybody else a chance. Canelo's not giving everybody a chance, bro.
Only person he need to fight is the winner of Morrell Benavidez.
No, he don't. He need to fight
Benavidez
in his next fight. Who is he gonna fight next? Why we don't want to see Jamal Charlo? We don't want to see.
We want to see Hamu Gia. That's what we want to see. It's going to be Hamu Gia.
Man, oh really? Get out of here.
I think Canelo needed a tune-up. He wasn't the sharpest.
So
tune-up.
Dog,
go ahead.
Please. So what you're telling me is Canelo Alvarez, the man that loves money. The man that loves money, he ain't taking no fight unless he getting like $30-40 million for fight. You telling me that David Benavidez is not a bigger fight than Jaime Munguia?
I didn't say it wasn't a bigger fight, but
Jaime Munguia don't even deserve nothing. He been a mandatory for a title.
We're not gonna talk about somebody who deserves who got 42 wins. I don't want to hear that. At the end of the day, he's put the work in. He's put the work in.
Watch John Ryder go whoop his butt. Watch.
John Ryder who beat Denny Jacobs?
Hold on.
He gonna destroy Munguia.
So BVO, you saying Jaime Munguia deserved that fight because he got 40 fights in?
No, I'm saying that he's done more than David Benavidez. David Benavidez needs to fight Morrell if he wants to earn a shot, and that's all I'm saying.
So what you're saying is Jaime Munguia deserved that fight because he did more than David Benavidez. That's what you're saying.
I see what you're doing. You're a very.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking.
I see what you're doing, Free.
Nobody don't want to see Jaime Munguia.
No, because you don't.
Nobody call for that fight. Nobody call for that fight.
I'm asking you. Are you saying that Jaime Munguia deserves that fight because he did more than David Benavidez?
No, I'm saying he deserves the fight because Jaime Munguia been putting some work in.
Okay, so he deserved the fight because he been putting in work.
Name 3 people Jaime Munguia beat. Name 3 people Jaime Munguia beat without pulling it up.
Hold on. How you say Jaime Munguia got 44 fights or 45 fights, however many he got? He deserved that fight because he been putting work in. But then you say Canelo wasn't ready for a Floyd. And Canelo had 40-something fights.
I never said that. See,
yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I've never said that. I always said Canelo was a defending champion when he fought Floyd, and he had more fights than Floyd. At the end of the day, Floyd's experience was a little unfair.
It wasn't unfair. That man, if you look at it, he was. I mean, if you take the other people's words for it, Canelo was putting in more work than Floyd was. I know he wasn't, but that's what people say.
Hey, the funny thing is my brother Mark is right. We as the fans want to see David Benavidez earn his shot the same way Canelo earned his shot against a very tough and rugged Austin Trout, who had just beat Hall of Famer, I believe now, Miguel Cotto. So let's not play these games as if David Benavidez don't have to earn his shot.
But BBO, the public is demanding.
Let me
I
finish.
don't.
And he fought Caleb Plant after Canelo had already knocked him out.
Dog,
After
I
Canelo had
don't
knocked him
care
out.
if he.
David,
I
the
don't.
public
Dog,
is demanding for the fight. The
dog.
public it demands Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez for undisputed. That's what the public is demanding, BBO. And when the public wants it, Canelo needs to deliver to the public. This
You
is
know,
what
That's
they
who.
want. I
That's
think
who.
they'll do a
what's
That's who
million. I
funny?
pays
think they'll
that.
do
That's who pays for his
800,000
fight.
to a million buys in pay per view. 800,
I gotta say this. I gotta say
800,000 to
this,
a
man.
million.
This reminds me of one of my favorite songs. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a band out of Houston, man, called the Ghetto Boys, man. What did the guys say? The brother 6 or 7 feet. This the type of dude I'll be seeing in my sleep. They're talking about David Morrell, a guy like David Morrell, and that's why Benavidez don't want to fight him. At the end of the day, Canelo beats Morrell easy, but Benavidez will lose to Morrell. So it's a tough proposition, man.
No,
If
that's the same
Benavidez
thing.
had,
That's the same thing Canelo is seeing. The same thing that David Benavidez seeing Morrell is the same thing Canelo seeing David Benavidez. It's the same exact thing. He sees somebody that's young and hungry that wants to fight him, and David Benavidez sees somebody young and hungry that wants to fight him. They both see the same thing. It's no different.
all I know, I think, and I honestly gotta say this. It's only because David Morrell Jr. is black. People don't want to give him his props. They say, oh, he got 10 fights. Oh, he got this, he got that. We see Leon Spinks become
No,
heavyweight champion with
I've
6
never said that.
fights.
I've
I
never
didn't
said
say
that.
you said it. I'm telling you what people say in the comments all the time. Oh, salute to my man CDK. CDK has said over and over and over again on his channel that David Morrell doesn't deserve a fight because he only got 10 fights. That is
Yeah,
the
I
biggest
hear a lot of people
hogwash I
say that.
ever heard.
I hear a lot of
That's
people say that,
hogwash.
and I don't agree with that at all because once you become a professional fighter, you are a pro fighter. It don't matter how many fights you got. You are a pro fighter. If you sign the paperwork to get in the ring with a fighter, I don't care how many fights you got. Daggone Lomachenko got a pro a title fight in his second fight and in his third fight. So I don't care how many fights you got. If you deserve if you sign the paperwork to get in there, you deserve to be in there. It's all a
And
matter of is your opponent going to sign the paperwork to get in there with you?
I'm gonna say this,
Canelo
and
Alvarez needs to get in the ring.
I will give Free his credit. But when it comes to my brother Prize fighter, this is one of the most biased guys there is.
Nope,
This brother
I'm one of the
said,
realest guys.
no, this brother said
If you know, you know.
When Canelo was about to go up and fight Dimitri Bivol, he said that dude's name is Kibbles and Bits. And then when Canelo
I was
got
wrong.
robbed,
So what? I was wrong. Canelo got robbed.
he's
By
a good
who?
fighter. That fight was 7-5, man, Canelo's way. And the
Man.
referee stole that from him. And you know that.
Man,
He stole
I
it.
don't know what fight you was watching.
What fight you talking about? What
Yeah,
fight you talking
David,
about?
Dimitri Bivol put the man. He was putting the 1-2s on Canelo. Canelo couldn't deal with his footwork. He didn't know what to do with Bivol. Bivol
Man,
was too big,
He was
too
whooping
strong.
on Bivol.
He
Bivol
was
wasn't
not.
engaged.
He beat his
He wasn't
arms up. You heard what
engaged.
people said. He beat his arms up. So
Dog,
he
He
didn't
wasn't
do nothing.
engaged.
You know,
I gave
he got beat up in the fight, and then he didn't want a rematch. He go and fight an
dog,
old washed up Triple G. You
dog,
know,
I gave Canelo 3 rounds in that fight. 3. That's it.
I think
He
I gave
won.
him 3 or 4 myself.
I gave
You
him
didn't give
3
him
rounds.
7?
I
No,
ain't giving
I
no
can't
7.
find 7 rounds to give him.
I mean, I think
He had some
it's
good
elite.
moments in the fight, but he didn't do nothing. He got beat, and
He landed
it's
all
over.
the harder punches. He landed all the
No, he
harder
didn't.
punches.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
On his
he did.
arms, he beat his arms up.
Man, he was in a whooping on Bivol, and they stole it from him. The thing,
You the only
the funny
person I
thing
heard
about
say that.
the funny thing about it is that's what we keep seeing in boxing. You got Bam Bam Rodriguez who put on a tremendous performance. They got guys trying to, talk about how Bam Bam ain't fought nobody. They can only fight who's put in front of them. And I'm telling you, guys are
Canelo can
really
fight
killing the
whoever he
sport.
wants, bro.
And you keep trying to say you gotta keep saying
Canelo can fight whoever he wants.
Canelo's next fight to me should be against Jamal Charlo. I think that's who he
Dog,
should fight.
I
A former
don't
two-division champion.
think nobody that is a champion can fight who they want. Nobody. If you're a champion, you are obligated to fight the mandatory.
Canelo,
That's
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. But Canelo's bigger than
now
all of that. You know what I mean?
if he
Canelo
wants
Alvarez
to
is bigger than all that.
if he wants to fight whoever he wants, by all means, drop your titles and you can fight whoever you want.
But the
That's
type,
what
the
that's what
sanctioning
you're
Why would
gonna
body,
he
do.
do that?
the
Why would he
sanctioning
do that?
body's not gonna do that.
No,
All
I'm just
right,
saying he gets the
The
fight whoever
sanctioning
he wants.
bodies, they gonna let him move the way he want to move, wear his belts and what he want to do.
And
So
the
his
only
next
reason why,
fight
and
gonna be
I'm gonna tell you the only reason why the second
free cutout,
one be
free
see
free
you
him
cut
choppy.
fight
you
the
you
best
cut out
fights.
you cut out free. I didn't hear
You
nothing you
cutting
said,
out.
brother.
I'm outside. I just walked outside.
Oh, no problem. No problem. But
The
I say this, man.
He can move the way he want to move where them belts go. The sanctioning bodies know that Canelo's going to get the most money, so they can get their little cut, and they're gonna let him do whatever he want to do. They're not stripping him for what, you know what I mean?
no
The
They're
belts
not
don't
stripping him.
run Canelo. Canelo is boxing. That's the
I
crazy
know.
no
thing.
no he's
So
not.
the belts are gonna do what he say, or get out, or you don't get your cut. So either this is what I'm doing. Either you moving with me, or I will drop your belt, and that's how it is. So that's why they ain't stripped him yet. And and he
Listen,
can
No,
do
the
what he want
only
to do,
reason
bro. They ain't gonna strip him.
the, the only reason why he does that is because the fans pay for it. If
Yep.
the fans don't if the fans don't pay for his fights, he won't be allowed to do whatever he want to do. He won't. We y'all see y'all don't the fans don't understand. They have the power to make these fights. If you don't buy their fights, they ain't gonna fight.
I mean,
You gotta pay for the fight.
so basically,
Well,
you
he
hold
has
it
a lot
against
of fans.
Canelo being a star. Hold on one
He
second.
has.
You hold it against Canelo that he's a star, and I think it's crazy that you do that because at the end of the day, you didn't hold Sugar Ray Leonard to those same standards. At the end of the day, we see Sugar Ray Leonard do a lot of ducking and dodging guys, fighting when he wanted to, making crazy things like when he had Marvelous go to 12 rounds for the 15 rounds. We never talk about that, but when it's Canelo, it's always something. I think it's just crazy, man. I think
No,
it's crazy, man.
no. You said we seen Sugar Ray Leonard ducking.
Maneuvering, all that. We've seen all that. Maneuvering, going around people, fighting people when it made sense. Just like when he fought for the light heavyweight title. That
You
was
said you said
choreographed.
you said you seen Sugar Ray Leonard duck and dodge fighters. You didn't see Sugar Ray Leonard duck and dodge nobody because you wasn't even allowed to see Sugar Ray Leonard fight.
I'm talking about
You
going
didn't.
back and watching this
You
fight.
going by a word of mouth. You going by word of mouth.
I heard it from one of the greatest fighters ever lived. The Marvelous one said, I had to take the fight at 12 rounds
No,
because the guy wouldn't fight me.
do you realize the fight with Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler happened when you was like 1 year old?
That don't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. I watched it, man. Just like we talk about the older fights. I watched the fight.
That's
We
why
had
I
some.
don't want to talk about old stuff. Like,
Hey, I
all
watched the
right.
fight, and my man, he said, and my man Marky Dan made a great point. No, the networks will continue to pay Canelo. Hey, pull up
Yeah,
Marky
they
Dan,
were
because
right.
I need you to
Exactly.
school. I need you to school free on this one, man.
BVO,
Because
what year was what year was you born, BVO?
1990,
You wasn't even born for the Hagler fight. That joint happened in '86.
I watched it on playback. What are you talking about? And I read magazines about what happened when it happened. So I was able to
You
get a
wasn't even
true feel about what happened.
like I said. You going by word of mouth.
So you
Right.
telling
That's
me
somebody.
the magazines of the time, the comments of the time don't
So
count?
you going by word of mouth. That's their opinion of what they believe happened. They ain't sitting in the daggone room. That's their opinion. That's their opinion. Now, everybody can speculate what they believe happened. That's their opinion.
I'll say
Right.
this, man. I'll say this. I got my boxing historian right here to cook you, man, because you're not making no sense. You trying to tell me, hey, am I wrong, Marky Dan? Did Sugar Ray Leonard not move around and do stuff that made sense for him? Yes or no? Am I wrong when I say he took those fights at certain times?
If I'm being honest, I don't have that much knowledge about the 80s and the junior middleweight division or the welterweight division. But what I'll say is this: I do know that Sugar Ray Leonard was strategic with how he would with the timing of certain fights. Like Tommy Hearns, he let that fight marinate for a little bit, and I heard that he might have ducked Michael Nunn as well. But
Not might have. He
outside of
did
that,
Doug Michael Nunn. It wasn't might have. He did Doug Michael Nunn. I mean, that's what he did. That's what he did. He played it to his advantage. He wasn't no can man. Like
yeah. He probably did maneuver. Every
he
great
wasn't no
at some point
Oscar.
maneuvers in his career.
He
No,
was
he
first.
wasn't no Oscar. That's for sure.
I mean, he wasn't
But
half
no,
the fighter
no. But
Oscar was.
hold on, wait, hold on, BVO. That man fought and beat all three of the other four kings. That alone is like, what you gonna say? He did that.
The marvelous one needed 15 rounds. He didn't give it to him. You
I
see how
mean, that's
strong.
Marvin
You
Hagler.
see.
That's
You
Marvin
see how
Hagler's
strong.
fault. That's not Sugar
You
Ray
see
Leonard's
how
fault.
strong. You see
So how
how
you gonna
strong
say that?
Marvin was getting. Marvin was getting strong after the 10th round. Marvin was like he's about to really bust Sugar Leonard up, and then he ran out of time. That's what it was. He ran out of time. He did that on purpose. That was a maneuver. That was a trick.
Okay, but whose fault is that? That's Marvin Hagler's fault for accepting that.
He had
That's not
no
Sugar Ray Leonard's
choice.
fault.
He wouldn't have got the fight. And see, that's what you do, man. You protect fighters, man. And it's
I
sickening
mean,
to see how you protect fighters.
hold on. You don't know that for a fact. You can't just say some shit like that. He wouldn't have got the fight. You don't know that for a fact.
Hold on. I'll tell you this. This is the thing that you're missing. We talking about Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler has been more than vocal about how he felt Sugar Ray Leonard did those corny tricks, played games, never fought him. And then when he lost, when he got robbed and lost to him, the man never fought again. That's how mad he was. Because at the end of the day, if you watch that fight backwards and freaking agree with me on this, he only ran out of time. He was about to beat Sugar Ray, but he ran out of time. That's all it was.
I will say that Sugar Ray Leonard won much of the early rounds, and then later on, Hagler was coming on,
He
and
wasn't
Leonard
winning
was
those
just trying
rounds. He
to.
was throwing them corny theory, the little boxing flurries that he always did at the end, so it made it look like he was winning, but he was not.
Yeah, but Hagler wasn't throwing back himself. He wasn't landing much in those rounds himself, particularly in the early rounds of the fight. So Sugar was outboxing him by throwing those flurries. Like you can
And
complain
Sugar
all the
King.
fuck you want.
And
Like don't
Sugar
talk about
King.
that man like
Hold
that.
on,
Come on, BBO.
man. Hold on. We got some people watching, man. I know you like to cuss, but give me a little bit. We got some people
Oh,
watching.
my bad,
But go
BBO.
ahead. Go ahead.
But Sugar Ray
I'm gonna
Leonard
tell you like
also
this,
didn't
BBO.
fight he didn't fight in 3 years, and when he moved
I
up to
watched that
middleweight,
fight.
he won.
I watched the fight live. I watched the fight live. That was, like I said, that was the first fight my father ever took me to. I watched that fight live. And the
Oh, you
thing
was
that
in the
Sugar,
arena? I didn't
yeah,
realize
I
you was
was
in the
there.
arena.
I was there.
Okay.
The thing that Sugar Ray Leonard did was at the last 20 seconds of every round, Sugar Ray Leonard would throw nonstop punches to leave a lasting impression on the judges. So even if Hagler was having some success, what the judges saw last was Sugar Ray Leonard getting out on Hagler. That's what he did at the end of every round. If you go back and look at the fight, watch the end of every round. Sugar Ray Leonard threw a bunch of shots in that round, and that's what left a lasting impression on the judges. And it was a smart game plan. And I tell you, somebody else who knows that better than I know, Chop Chop. He said that. He said the thing that Sugar Ray Leonard knew better than anybody at the time that he was fighting, he knew how to manage the clock, and he knew how to leave a lasting impression on the judges when it comes to landing those shots at the end of the round, so the judges would see, oh, he just caught him with some nice flurries at the end of that round, and he ended up winning the round.
And that's a good point because that makes a lot of sense. And I'm gonna tell you this, my man Trap Media USA said it best, and we all know that Sugar Ray Leonard ducked Aaron Pryor. So I mean, the Hawk definitely wanted that fight, couldn't get that fight. It's a lot of different things we can say about these fighters. I think it's crazy that because Canelo since Floyd left has been an absolute jewel. He's fought everybody you can fight: Sergey Kovalev, Sugar Shane Mosley, Dimitri Bivol. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Miguel Cotto. I mean, I don't know what more the man could do. He need to walk on water to get his credit. But I want to make sure that we give Dave Morrell his proper due because we got an opportunity. This young, black, hungry fighter, man, is probably going to be the best fighter in the world one day. And I'm telling you, keep your eyes on him because he beat that dude, MacBook or whatever that dude's name. It was foo-foo. suit everywhere. He beat the life out of that dude. And it looked like he had a bunch left, man.
He beat that boy so bad. He made that boy say, "Hey man, I think that man might be on drugs, man. I saw acne on his face."
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Hey,
He said, "I'm so disappointed. We was both supposed to be tested, but they never came to me before the fight. I believe he was doping." He's a bitch for saying that. Like
hey,
for
Marky,
real.
man. Marky, man. I'm
After
about to
you
be
get
Yeah,
whooped all like that.
yeah, that is kind of lame.
Oh my bad. Oh
To make it
goddamn,
say
my
like
bad.
that.
My bad, baby. Yo.
Hey man, you know you better than that. This ain't the projects. But hey, you know
Once
the
you
funny
do
thing
that, man,
about it.
that's just disgusting, man. For that guy
But
to
Free,
make
let me
those
ask
comments.
you this. Now, Free, now one
Yeah,
thing
after you get beat up like that.
hey Free, I gotta ask you this, man, because I couldn't wait, man. I couldn't wait to ask you this. I want to see why would they make up the lies about Morrell not wanting to test? Why do they make those lies up, man? Is that because David Morrell
Well,
Jr. is black? Is that why
Say
they
that
did that?
again. Say that again, BBO.
Why would they make those lies up about David Morrell Jr. not wanting to test? Was that because he's
wait,
black?
hold on. Hold on, D Free. Hold on, D Free. Let me say this. Minnesota is a weird place to fight. Like we've seen some weird events there, like the McKell Fox robbery, where he was disgustingly robbed by those racist judges because he was black. If you want to talk about that, BBO, a black man was robbed by racist judges. One judge on her Twitter had pictures of monkeys and bananas hanging from nooses, talking about Michelle Obama. That was all
Yeah.
happening up there, and the other fighters' gloves were not even checked before the fight. So I don't know. I, the man might have. There might be some credence to what Morrell's opponent was saying, but shit,
The whole
I
thing
don't see
is
no paperwork. I don't see no paperwork, D3.
the whole thing is he's saying that he was ready to take the testing, but they didn't do the testing. He didn't say that Morrell refused the testing. He said we was ready. We signed up to do the bladder testing, and they never did it. That's what he said. He said they never did it. He didn't say
Yeah. So
Morrell refused to do it. He said they signed up for it and they never did it.
My
yeah,
man, my
I
man
don't know
Boxer.
how he can know what
I think
Morrell
this is
got.
bogus to even have this conversation. It's
I
bogus. That
think
kid
we
is
got a funny
natural.
comment. We got a funny comment. My man Boxer Scholar said prize fighter equals Boo Boo Andre.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, I don't know what his weird obsession with me is, but
Hey man, every time somebody say something to you, man, they're not obsessed with you, bro.
yeah. Well,
But you know what? Hey, I gotta say this though.
he's
The
a
funny
clown.
thing, I think the funny thing is this, man. I think the funny thing is this, freak. They all of a sudden they want to say he got 10 fights, he ain't fought nobody. It's because David is black. If David Morrell, and that's the funny thing about it, if David Morrell was any other kind of Spanish, you know, whether it be Puerto Rican, whether it be Mexican, if he was any, because he's from the Dominican Republic, they want to do this to this guy. It's crazy, man.
He's from
It's
Cuba.
crazy. Hey, Cuba, whatever, man. He's black. He's black, man. He's black. And that's what they want to do. They want to discredit us any way they can. But I want to say this. Bill Haney really showed me a lot, man. Bill Haney really showed me, like, I found out he'll lie, he'll cheat. And I want to ask you this, Free. When has the B side ever offered the A side anything?
What did
When
he
has that ever
cheat? What
happened?
did he cheat with though? You say what did he cheat with?
Yeah,
What I'm saying,
Bill Haney. Yeah. Go ahead, BBO. Mhm.
no, what I'm saying, no, go ahead. I was just saying Bill Haney, man, is an absolute disgrace, man. I wanted to get back on that, and I want to hear more from you and Free on that because this dude, man, is nuts, man. He
So
should stop the
are
fight.
you talking
Yeah.
about are you talking about Devin Haney or are you talking about Bill? Because one minute you saying Devin Haney is a great champion. I like how he moving, he's fighting all the tough fights. And then the next minute you putting the
He
boy
No,
down.
switches up so much on Devin Haney. He always
I'm talking
slanders Bill.
about,
When
I'm
one
talking
minute
about
he
Bill
switches
Haney.
up, he rock with Dev, and the next minute you don't know what BBO. He just
No, I always have loved Devin Haney. Devin Haney's a good fighter.
you
Devin Haney
saw
showed.
Devin Haney the most boring fighter. Man, go
He
back and listen to
is.
your old.
He is boring. He's boring.
So that Regis Pro grade that was boring.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Am I wrong, Mikey Dan? Was that not
You
boring?
wrong. You wrong.
That was a very entertaining fight.
That was not boring.
Nah,
The
It was boring.
Lomachenko,
BVO, you gotta
the
stop, bro.
Lomachenko fight, the Loma fight wasn't boring. The Cambosa #2 wasn't boring. I don't know what you
The
consider
Loma fight
boring.
wasn't
Yeah, I
boring
don't know
because
what
of
BB.
Loma.
Nah, BVO, you gotta stop this, bro. You gotta stop this, BVO. You know why you gotta stop it, bro? Because you're an influencer now. So people gonna pull up. You got people that's new to the sport, like Prize Fighter, and they looking for somebody that's credible that they can follow. If you say Devin Haney boring, bro, he could be labeled that for the entirety of his career, even if he have an exciting fight, bro. You got that language is kind of dangerous, bro, especially as a content creator. But as far as Devin Haney and Floyd and those guys, bro, a lot of guys get called boring when they're efficient, bro. Like they know what Devin Haney's gonna try to do. It's up to them to make the fight. I remember when Floyd beat Pacquiao, and Floyd said, "What y'all mad at me for? Pacquiao didn't make the fight exciting. I did what I was supposed to do." He wasn't lying, bro.
Dude, that fight was a snooze fest, but okay, man.
But that was Pacquiao's fault. Pacquiao was supposed to go in there and do whatever
Yep.
everybody imagined in their imaginations.
Man, you know,
Yep.
my favorite fight of all time is Ron Laws versus George Foreman, man. Every fight is judged against that.
Man,
These were
come on,
heavyweights.
BBO,
Every
stop that, bro.
No.
Stop
fight should be
that.
judged
See,
against that.
the thing is about
Everybody don't
BBO.
have styles like that, BVO. You gotta stop with that.
The thing is
Hold
about
on.
BBO. BBO
Go
think
ahead.
exciting fight is two guys getting beat up. That's an exciting fight to BBO.
Rock'em sock'em robot.
It ain't gonna be
That's
No.
no
an exciting
brains
fight
left.
to
If
him.
everybody fought like Ron Lau and George Foreman, with nobody, we'd have a whole bunch of when people do interviews. Man, come on, bro.
And you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Boxer Scott,
BBO like that.
you've been a little disingenuous with this because we want to see action-packed fights, and because people like you, popular guys like you, get on here and say, "Oh, it's okay if you put me to sleep. It's okay if you don't try to go for the knockout." I
Nah,
don't
you
endorse that. I
nah,
don't
you
endorse
missing it.
that.
Nah,
I don't
BBO.
endorse that.
Nah,
You want
BBO, you missing it, bro. You missing
to
it. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you how. Let me finish. I'm gonna tell you how boring. I'm gonna tell you how boring some of these guys are. Richard Hitchens is boring. We were on live, and I could barely stay up. He was that boring. Shakur Stevenson, I was falling asleep in a chair trying to watch the fight. That's not no fight, man. That's a sparring session.
BBO,
I've seen sparring.
it takes
I wa-
two. De Los Santos could have threw punches also, right?
It's always
Dos
up
Santos
for
was throwing punches,
he
but he
was.
was
Man, De
missing.
Los
The
Santos
Puerto
wasn't taking no
Rican was
risks. That's why the
winning.
fight was boring.
Dos Santos was throwing and he was missing wide. Shakur just wasn't taking advantage.
Freak,
Yeah.
can you tell this man? Can you tell
Not
this
only
man
that, I
how
mean,
boring
when
this
you
guy
say
was?
you're gonna whoop somebody's ass and he a bitch and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I expect to
And then
see
get out
certain
there and
things
didn't do
from you,
nothing.
but that's just me.
Look, I
That was
blame
an
y'all,
ugly
man.
fight to make. That was an ugly fight to make from the beginning. I thought
You blame me? What?
BBO, I blame you, and I blame a brother to my right. The screen too small for me to see. I blame y'all for showing up. Do y'all believe Floyd Mayweather when he said he gonna go toe to toe and not move around the ring and stand in front of the fighter?
He
Y'all
did
really
against
believe
Miguel
that?
Cotto. He did against Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto didn't
Yeah.
let him go.
That's
he
because
showed it in
Miguel
front of
Cotto made
Canelo
him
too. He
fight,
showed it in
bro.
front of Canelo too.
He made him fight. That's what I'm trying to say. If you already know a fighter's style, people born around don't die square, right? They say what is the main overused thing phrase in boxing? Styles make fights, right? So everybody has a style. So you mean to tell me y'all expect Chris Colbert to go stand in front of everybody with no fucking power, bro? Little pull it straight back from punches and okay decent footwork and slug it out with everybody, bro. That's insane,
BBO
bro.
does.
He
No,
wouldn't have a career.
We unlike my man Boxer Scholar, we enjoy the sweet science. We enjoy two guys imposing their will on each other. Fights
No,
like
you
That's
enjoy
not the
Rock'em
sweet
Sock'em. Don't
science.
say we. You say
Whoa.
sweet
you like
science.
Rock'em Sock'em. You
No,
don't say we. I like the sweet science. You
we
like Rock'em Sock'em where there's
I
we
two
mean,
like
sexually
I like
conflicted
Rock'em
break.
Sock. I like both.
I do too. I do too. I like both too, but I like the sweet science more. That's just me. But
we like
BBO
we
don't
like we
like
like
no
talk.
boxer. He just want to go and watch two guys. He want to watch Rocky. That's what he want to do.
No, I
He
like
want to watch Rocky.
Look,
I
BBO,
like
you capping. I
Yeah,
prove it. You
BBO
want
is
me
a
to tell you
fucking
I prove it,
barbarian,
BBO?
man.
let me say
Deontay
one thing.
Wilder.
Let me say
Deontay
this before
Wilder
you
could
go.
knock motherfucker silly, right?
But let me say this before you
Right
go.
hand from
Let me say this before you go. Now, because I know you're going. I know where you're going with this, and it's about to be great propaganda because I can't beat my man Montel Williams, aka the boxer scholar at talking. I can't beat him at talking. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you want to see a real fight, a fight that I would want anybody to watch, would be Terrell Gotti versus what was that versus Chico? What was his name? Corrales. That's the kind of fights you want to see. You want to see guys
I
Floyd
don't wait.
versus Floyd versus.
That's the type of fight
No,
you
you're
want
talking
to
about
see, not
Ward.
we.
Yeah,
That's the type
Yeah.
of fight
Ward.
that you
What
want to
about
see, not
what
we.
about what about Floyd versus Super Judah? That's another fight you want
I
to see.
like
You want to
Gotti
see
versus
guys.
Floyd.
I mean,
I
Gotti
don't know.
versus Floyd. That was a snooze
That's a
fest.
destruction.
You
No,
might
it
well.
was not. Floyd
Man, that
Man,
was a
Mayweather displayed.
complete ass whooping.
He displayed excellent, like just reflexes, punches, speed. He showed the whole tool bag. Boy, you tripping?
hey, salam alaikum to my brother Clarence in the chat. Salute the Quick in the chat. But I gotta bring this up, man. I heard my brother Free bring up something that really shocked me. He was talking about how he thought that Clarissa Shields could beat somebody as great as we know Alicia Bongo. That's ridiculous. That's a
She
crazy
will
take.
be Alicia
No
Bongana. What
way.
are you talking
No
about?
way. No way.
No, hold up,
Have
BBO.
your money
We
ready.
talking
Have
about.
your money
Hold
when
up.
they make the fight.
No, I got my money on it. You just make sure you pay, because I know I ain't gonna be paying.
Hey,
But
I'm
like I
gonna make.
said, we talking to somebody that already has a stamina issue. Alicia Bongana has a stamina issue. Now you talking about adding 17 pounds on top of that. You think her stamina gonna get better? No, it's gonna get worse. It's
It'll
gonna
be
get
closer
worse.
to her walking around weight. I don't know this whole GOAT thing. This is somebody who her best win is against Franchon Cruz. I mean, with Savannah Marshall. I mean, she really ain't. She's not that, man. I don't know what people seeing in Clarissa Shields. She's
So
not no Ann Wolf
if that's the case, why she hasn't lost yet?
Yeah,
because
BBO, you tripping, man.
she ain't fought nobody as skilled as Alicia Bongo.
She's
Well,
the
she beat
only female
everybody
to
though.
ever be
From the,
three-time undisputed. Ever.
Against who, Free? Who
wasn't
she
she
beat for the third
undisputed
one?
in two
Against,
different divisions
against
at one time? Then she was undisputed in like two divisions.
yes.
Against the best fighters in her division. That's who.
It's kind of funny you would say that, man. And I know my man Marky Dan respect the sport. I know my man Boxing Scholar, aka Montel Williams, respect the sport. The fact is this, man. You can't tell me that Clarissa Shields has more skill than Alicia Bungard. Are y'all telling me that right now? Are y'all
I
serious?
BBO,
absolutely can say
BBO,
that.
1,000%.
BBO.
1,000%.
You are a biased person, BBO.
I
You
ain't
my
even gonna
brother.
answer that,
I
BBO, because
love you. I love you to death. But no,
BBO,
you're a
I can't.
biased person.
I can't even answer that. This is why I tell you, BBO. The reason the pound for pound list was for arguments like what the question you just posed, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. If Inouye steps up and fight Bud, who wins that fight? Obviously, Bud, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean,
skills
I
don't
don't
always.
know,
The
man.
most skilled person don't always win. That's why we have the pound for pound list and try to give them shine to say if they were the same weight, then perhaps they might give them guys a run for their money. But bro, I have to agree with Coach, bro. There is no fucking way Alicia Steroid Garner above
Oh,
but is gonna go up there and beat fucking Carissa Shields, bro. There's no fucking way, bro. She can take all the steroids she wants, bro. She is not beating no fucking Shields, bro. Look, now I do agree with you like this. Look, Carissa Shields is the best women's fighter now, but that's like being the skinniest kid at fat camp because Layla Ali never took the women's sport to where it should be as far as boxing goes. If she would have fought Ann Wolf and they would have got like 2 or 3 fights, then women would have been aspiring to be female boxers and it would have been more competitive. But because the sport was teetering, they didn't cover them in TV. It was like a lot of stuff to where women's boxing ain't where it should be right now. So it's not a lot of competition. But she is the best. It's like hands down. It's no way that I'm looking at Carissa Shields and looking at Alicia and saying it's nowhere even close, bro. Like Franchon Cruz, the girl that Franchon Cruz just beat, they thought would beat Carissa Shields, and Franchon beat her easy and lost to Shields, bro. Savannah Marshall? Savannah Marshall was a good fighter. Shields beat her, bro. BBO, you tripping, bro. Now to the point I wanted to make earlier, bro. You see, I changed my logo to pull back up, bro. Changed my logo. So Deontay Wilder, bro, pure violence, knocking people out, theater because he's gonna be probably losing whenever he knocks the person out. But Deontay Wilder lacks skill, bro. He lacks skill. He fights on exactly what you said: determination, desire, and all this old Madden football type shit, right? But Mike Tyson is smart, scientific aggression, bro. If you put them two next to each other, it's no doubt who wants to see who We want to see Mike Tyson because not only is he violent and aggressive, but he's also skillful. There's a science in being aggressive also. You don't just stand in front of a motherfucker, take punishment and throw it back. Joe Frazier did that. He had a short career. Brandon Rios did that, had a short career. Most of the fighters that do it, that achieve it at the highest level, they still have short careers. So why would you aspire to do that? But like I said, there's styles in boxing for a reason. Ali was more skilled than Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier gave Ali hell, right? But Joe Frazier forced Ali to fight when he didn't. He didn't let him just dance around the ring. These fighters that are getting in the ring with Devin Haney, they're not good enough to make him fight the fight that favors them. It has nothing to do with Devin Haney. What are you supposed to do? Dumb himself down and just stand in front of the opponent because he ain't got the skills?
Right.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: what Floyd used to do at the smaller weight classes was, if you had the nerve to stand in front of him, same thing with Manny Pacquiao, he was going to beat you. And I haven't seen, and I love Devin Haney as a fighter. I want to make sure I say that. This is in no way an attack against Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney is a great guy. We know who his father is. I told some people I won't say what his father done. We know his father did some very bad things. But I want to say this. At the end of the day, man, we hearing a dude calling out somebody in a smaller weight class. Floyd wouldn't do that. Floyd would fight Tio. Floyd would fight Matias when his hand magically heals in a couple months because all of a sudden his hands broke. So I don't know what y'all be watching, man. I like to see the best fight the best. And y'all want to watch these boring guys who don't fight nobody. You know for a fact, Boxing Scholar, that fight was super overmatched. That was not no fight. Regis Prograis had no chance against Devin Haney. You can tell from the build-up, Devin Haney is the A side. Devin Haney's talking first. I had Elvis Tolbert on the show, and Elvis told us to our face that Bill Haney and them were pretty much walking around like they were already champions. So,
Interesting. Cambosis was a layup for Tio. What happened with that?
Hold on. You talking about Tio when he almost lost his life?
Man, Tio lost
He
his O. I don't know about his life. He lost his O.
Hey, Free, can you please correct this man? This man is saying that the Tio who had an esophagus issue.
That man esophagus blew up after Cambosis whooped his ass.
Hey, blew that motherfucker up. It just exploded. It imploded in the corner. He even besides the esophagus, BVO. What was apparent? Tio went forward and ran into a couple right hands. His daddy was trying to convince him that he didn't run into those right hands, and he just told him to keep marching forward. There was no adjustments made. It was a horrible game.
His cornerman was fucked up. Couldn't even get the eye to stop bleeding.
All I heard from
oh
Theo
my God!
It was just a complete
whoop his
disaster.
ass. What you doing? Whoop his ass. Hold on. What are you doing? You gotta calm down. What are you doing? You gotta
He
calm
was
down.
like that guy. That used to, he's like that crazy trainer that used to train John Ruiz. You remember that crazy guy? What was his name?
Is it Stoney?
Norman Stone. Yeah, Norman Stone.
Oh yeah, that guy who used to be fighting with the referee.
If you wanna have a good laugh, go look at Norman. Go on YouTube and find a Norman Stone compilation. Man, that shit funny, bro. He wild. He a wild dude.
Hey, and Quee always got something to say about the two-time, lineal champion Teofimo Lopez. His esophagus left the building. At the end of the day, the man was sick. He couldn't make the weight, and it happened.
But he chose to fight.
He made the weight.
That ain't got nothing to do with Cambosis. He landed that right hand and put him on his ass.
Muhammad Ali
He ain't never missed weight. Tell me a time when Tio missed weight.
That was when Ali was old. Is it Tio young in his prime?
Nobody cares about
Ali now. So now Tio Ali.
Hold on. Did we not see Floyd lose to Castillo and come
No,
back?
we didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
I think Floyd got his hand raised at the end, and then he went back and beat his ass decisively. Come on, BVO. Stop doing these imaginary fictitious losses, bro.
I didn't see Floyd lose nothing. Last time I checked, Floyd is undefeated.
If that's the case, I saw Laura box circles around your boy Canelo last time I checked.
Oh, Canelo's my boy. The undisputed champion is my boy. Who beat another undisputed champion?
That's your man.
Okay, the guy who beat another undisputed champion. I guess that's not great, but okay. I mean that's the same thing as when Sugar Ray Robinson beat. Say it again.
You said the guy that beat who?
I said Canelo beat undisputed champion.
Oh, you talking about the guy that was 2 weight classes below him because he was too scared to fight the man that's been calling him out right there?
Oh, the guy who won't fight David Morrell. Who's the chosen one?
You talking about the guy that's scared to fight the man that's sitting right there that's been waiting for his shot, but he fought somebody 2 weight classes below him. That you talking about
Hey,
that undisputed champion?
before we get out of here, man, I definitely want to hear from everybody on the panel. But Boxing Scott, I'm gonna start
The
with you.
same one that you say he still don't deserve a shot with Canelo, even though he's the mandatory, but he doesn't deserve a shot. I still want to know how a
Yeah,
mandatory don't deserve a shot.
make it make sense. Please make it
He
make
ain't beat
sense.
nobody. That's why. But
He beat everybody to be the mandatory.
let me ask you guys this question, and I'm gonna ask you guys this question. So after what we seen with David Benavidez, do you think this fight scared him even more to fight Morrell? I just want to hear from each one of you. What y'all think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no reason to put Morel in with Benavidez unless they absolutely have to.
They're not fighting, bro. They're not fighting. Both of them are chasing the ghost of Canelo, bro. They try to get that big money. If they fight each other,
Morrell don't want Canelo. Morrell wants David Benavidez. That's what he calling for.
because it's a bigger money fight for him. See, he looking at it like if he fight him, it's gonna be a big payday for him, but it's still gonna be a small payday for Benavidez. Why would he take that? Why would he take that fight?
He just had a small. The most David Benavidez ever made in a fight was maybe $5 million.
I mean, David Benavidez, he's not that big of a star. Like this past pay-per-view, they're saying he did 80K buys.
Okay,
Like so, I mean, let's combine. Let's make an event. Let's put some money behind that shit. Let's promote it.
I look at it like this, right? You gotta look at it from the fighter's point of view, right? Those fighters' styles, right? David Benavidez is a slow starter, right? He can't start slow against Morrell. He gonna have to put some shit on Morrell to make Morrell be respectful to him. So he's gonna have to start fast. It don't matter who wins that fight. That fight by default, just by styles, is gonna be an exciting fight. You got 2 hard punches, and both of them are seeking respect from each other. There's gonna be like a little bit of a chess match too, also. So you have those factors. At this point of their career, bro, you every time you leave that ring, you leave with less of yourself, bro. They're gonna leave with a whole lot less. So they want to be compensated. They want to build the fight up for a little bit longer so they can make the most amount of money. I don't think neither one of them are scared, but it just doesn't make sense business-wise to take this fight at this point in their careers.
BVO, I told you that a while ago. I said it doesn't make business sense. I like David Morrell, and I like I said, he was super sharp, strong in his last fight, but I just can't see how they would do that because it doesn't make business sense. Now, we want to see the fight. I want to see the fight, but like you said,
talking, man.
Benavidez ain't really,
and you
shut
the fuck up.
What, 80, 90K? So
I understand. I hear everything y'all saying. That makes sense if David Benavidez is getting a Canelo fight. But if he's not getting a Canelo fight and he's fighting some random guy and it's not a big name guy because
what if he fights Jamal Charlo?
That's a random guy. That's not nobody.
No, he's not a random
guy. No. That's different. That's a name.
BVO is disrespectful, bro.
I don't know if he's fighting Jamal Charlo. I'm not listening to BVO. I don't know if he's fighting Jamal Charlo next because I think Jamal might be.
No. I said, what if he fights? I said, what if he fights Jamal Charlo?
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I'm talking about next. Because if he's not getting a Canelo next, that means Canelo's probably fighting Jamal Charlo next. That's why he's not getting a Canelo next. Canelo's probably fighting Jamal. So who do you fight? Because they said if they don't fight Canelo, they're going to 175. Are you going to 175 to fight Demetrius Bivol or Arthur?
Nah, that's just cap.
So the point that I'm making is he ain't getting no big money fight anyway. If you're not getting a Canelo fight and he's not fighting none of those big names, he ain't getting no big money fight anyway. So now you just ducking.
And you know what? It's funny. Free read a beautiful point. And see, that's what happened. You got big YouTubers like Boxing Scholar, man, who give you this propaganda. Oh, it should be this, it should be that. No, we want to see the fights, man. We don't want to hear this propaganda about, oh, they losing a little bit of themselves. The best should fight the best. And I'm gonna tell you guys this, man. I think David Morrell might be the best in the world after what we seen last night. I really do. I think he might be one of the best in the world, man.
Well, yeah, looking at your pound for pound list, yeah, you got him on there already. So
You got a better pound
Um,
for pound list than me. I challenge anybody to try to challenge my pound for pound list. Anybody.
but talking about pound for pound, what about Bam Rodriguez? Did he move up on any of y'all lists? Did he enter any of y'all top 10?
Yeah, Bam
Nah, I
Yeah, he
thought
Rodriguez.
did.
Sonny was trash.
Bam Rodriguez been on my top 10.
Bam was
He did. Yeah, Bam was on my top 10. He didn't move up,
already?
but he was on my top 10.
Oh wow.
I've been watching Bam Rodriguez since he went to 118 and then went back down to 115.
I don't know. I didn't like the way Sonny looked in that. I really didn't. He
Nah, he
said
beat
Beanie.
him up. That's why you ain't like the way he looked.
He said Beanie. He said BVO
Ugly
want to
after
see
the
a
fight.
body in the ring. No, I don't, Boxer Scholar. See how what you do again? You use your big word to try to attack the black man. It's crazy.
I mean, that's what you always say, BBO. You always talking about
What
beat
big
him to
word did I
death.
use? Body in the ring?
No, I'm just saying that's what you try to do. You try to play these word games. I can't beat you at that.
No,
You want to
because
beat me at
I'm
that.
telling you about them being compensated for their risk, bro. I mean, nobody want to see the fighters like Joe Louis retire broken and then they got dementia and all this other stuff towards the end of their life, bro. I mean, we want to be entertained, bro, but we also like the fighters too. That's why people be threatening each other, right? Because they love these fighters, right? So at the end of the day, you want them to be compensated for their risk. So I say this, right? Would that be a good fight? Yes. I'm talking about in terms of, is it realistic that because you can want a lot of shit, right? I want $1 million. Shit, I want a Lamborghini. You can want a lot of shit. What's the probability of you actually getting it? The probability of us actually getting this fight is slim to fucking none, bro. Not this year, probably maybe 3 years. Then they might start being the talks for it, depending on what happens, because they might get derailed by Canelo. You just never know what'll happen in the sport of boxing. But like I said, this fight's not gonna happen, bro. You can wish all you want to.
Hey man, you
yeah,
know,
I feel like the fight ain't gonna happen either. I just can't see how it. I want to see it. Don't get me wrong. When I say that, don't get me wrong. Like I would love to see it, you know, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't.
Fuck Fred, fuck Howard, and fuck all of them.
What about Robin? She's hot, right?
Robin?
Yeah.
Who cares about that bitch?
I'm
Both of them want to fight each other.
hey, all I can tell you is this, man. To hear my man Boxer Fella want to hold Dave Morrell back because it's black, it's a travesty, man. That's the only reason he's saying that. If there was anybody else, he would say, go in there, fight, earn your keep. You gotta do crazy stuff to be great, man. You gotta do crazy stuff to be remembered. Only reason Joe Louis got messed up is because Joe Louis got betrayed by his own freaking country. You can never minimize that. But it's your boy BVO, man. It's your boy D Free. We got my man Boxer Scott in the house. Of course, we got the historian himself, Marky Dan. Even though he's not giving Chill his credit, we still love Marky Dan. And of course, we got my brother Prize in the building. But don't forget, we doing the giveaways. You get the 2,500 subscribers. We at almost 2,400 now. By the end of the month, we giving 4 people. We're gonna bless you with a $50 cash app. 4 people we're gonna bless you with a $50 cash app. So all you gotta do is in this video, write your Instagram name, the number 7 Asiatic. That's number 7 Asiatic. We all know that's BBO's nickname, the Asiatic Black Man. So we got nothing but love. It's your boy BBO. Get us out of here. We gone. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest?